for RRR's chances at the Oscars, and King Khan has also weighed in on this. He's rallying for RRR while replying to a sweet shout-out from Ram Charan for Pathan. SRK tweeted, and I quote, "When your RRR team brings an Oscar to India, please let me touch it." Ram Charan gave a spectacular performance along with Junior NTR in RRR, particularly the world-famous song Natu Natu Now. Now there are questions about whether they'll perform this at the Golden Globes as well tomorrow. Some of the biggest Hollywood bigwigs are also cheering for RRR at the Oscars, while predicting that RRR will win the Oscar for Best Picture and the Golden Globes. Jason Blum said that the movie has created all the right noise globally. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow from early morning as we here at India Today get you a front row seat to history in the making at the Golden Globes. But as I wrap up this broadcast, here's a glimpse that gives you a sense of exactly what level of craze really there is for RRR globally. I'm leaving you with images from a theatre in America where people went absolutely crazy during the Natu Natu song. House full, the theatres, and you can see people dancing along as the song plays. Enjoy this video.
Kashmir, once known as the paradise on earth, for more than 3 decades in the news for terror and killings, Deepa Soni, an artist from Udhampur, uses her brush to remind us of all good things about Kashmir. She wants the youth of the valley to be aware of the centuries-old heritage of Kashmir. She shares a vision of a positive, peaceful and fearless Kashmir through her canvas.
I keep on trying different mediums. Like आप देखेंगे कि 3-dimensional काम मैं बहुत करती हूँ. कई बार मैं abstracts बहुत करती हूँ. कई बार मैं folk styles भी कर रही हूँ. Miniature के साथ में मेरा बहुत ही मुझे बहुत पसंद है miniature paintings करना, जो कि बसोली painting मुझे बहुत पसंद है.
Through her exquisite paintings, Soni recently depicted the autumn and what it means for the valley.
जो यंग जनरेशन है वो नए आर्ट फॉर्म्स के साथ काफ़ी इंस्पायर रहती है, और जो पुरानी जनरेशन है वो भी अपने पुराने हेरिटेज जो आर्ट फॉर्म्स करती आ रही है, अब वो आगे जनरेशन्स को नहीं सिखा रही है. तो कहीं ना कहीं जब यंग जनरेशन को इसमें इंटरेस्ट होगा तो ये फोक स्टाइल्स को हम आगे लेके जाएंगे.
Soni's main objective is to promote folk arts through exhibitions to keep the youth engaged. With Mauzu Mohammed, Bureau Report, India Today. After displaying its rich art, culture and heritage in tableau for 13 years in a row at Republic Day parades in New Delhi, Karnataka's tableau will be missing out this time as the union government has rejected the model proposed by the state. The centre has reasoned that Karnataka was given a break this time to give an opportunity to those states that had been omitted for the past 8 years. Karnataka had won the second prize for its tableau, The Cradle of Traditional Handicrafts, last year. The rejection of its tableau this year has created an uproar in the poll-bound state, with the Congress and pro-Kannada organizations up in arms against the Bommai government. Former Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has called the Bommai government incapable and weak, adding that the state BJP leadership were cowards in front of the High Command. Other Congress leaders too targeted the centre's move.
There is a stepmotherly attitude towards Karnataka from Mr. Narendra Modi's government. Last time they almost dismissed the tableaus of Narayan Guru, Basveshwara and all. This time they have not given any space for Karnataka. That shows it's a stepmotherly attitude towards the Karnataka.
Last year happens in 26 parades. So one of the Narayana Guruji tableau is rejected. The last Republic Day. So this is meaning central government not interested in Karnataka culture, not interested in any flood situation, drought. So always neglecting Karnataka.
Pro-Kannada groups stamped the Bommai government for not taking the initiative.
ತುಂಬ ನೋವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಳೆದ ಬಾರಿ 2ನೇ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಅನೇಕ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಗರಿಮೆಯನ್ನು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಸ್ತಬ್ಧ ಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ದೇನೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ಸಾರುವಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಚಿತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ದೇನೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ದ್ರೋಹವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Powered by Samsonite. Tested like Samsonite. Volkswagen Tiguan, India's safest SUVW. Polycab Green Wires. Citroen C3 Express Your Style.
Good evening, you're watching 7 at 7 on India Today, the only show where I curate the day's top 7 stories. Our 2 top stories this evening, viewers, come one from the national capital, Red Fort. The Home Minister Amit Shah shortly will inaugurate an all-new light and sound show. What's the novelty in that? We're going to tell you in just a short while. And the other big story where India Today continues to keep the spotlight on is the tragedy of Joshimath. With that, the headlines. Killer apathy claims 2 lives in Bengaluru. Metro pillar falls on a mother and her 2.5-year-old child. The family demands accountability. Eyewitnesses claim that they saw the pillar shaking for days before it finally collapsed. Will Netas now protest against this killer apathy? 2 damaged hotels to be demolished in Joshimath. Visitors evacuated. NDRF and SDRF teams to oversee the demolition. Rahul Gandhi visits Golden Temple in Amritsar. Akali Dal hits out. Harsimrat Kaur Badal accuses the Congress MP and his party of betraying the Sikhs. BJP Tom says Sikh riots accused Kamal Nath and Taikla still in the party. And the world dances to Natu Natu. Unstoppable RRR roars loud at the Golden Globes. Bags 2 nominations for Best Film and Best Original Song. Trouble for Sheila Rashid. Delhi LG gives nod for prosecution in sedition case against Sheila for her 2019 anti-army tweets. Virat Kohli scores his 45th ODI century, smashes 180 balls against Sri Lanka in Guwahati. There's huge protests unfolding in Joshimath, the residents against the demolition of Hotel Mallari, which will happen tomorrow. The hotel was amongst the buildings marked in the danger zone after a survey. The demolition of the hotel will reduce the load on the slopes, is what the administration says. But these are live visuals as they are filtering in. It's an uneasy night right now in the Joshimath town. Uncertainty looms large, especially at the back. Let's listen in right now of cutting across to Amit Bhardwaj, who's in the melee that you see. Amit, the locals have all gathered. They don't want demolition because this would be the first. They don't quite understand what will happen next. Give us the latest.
Well, absolutely right. Throughout the day, we have seen that many of the property owners, including the people who own Mallari Inn and Mount View Hotel, were trying to get a complete picture of as to how this demolition activity will be carried out and how the compensation will be figured out. So initially there was rift between or disagreement between the administration and the hotel owners because the hotel owners were not told as to what is the evaluation. And now the protest that you are seeing happening on the streets of Joshimath, it is happening because these people were not given a clear picture as to how the demolition activity will be carried out. And they are angry because the compensation has not been announced by the Dhami government yet. And I'll also cut across to these people. आप लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, बैठक चल रही है जिला के अधिकारियों द्वारा, तो नारेबाजी लगातार क्यों हो रही है धामी सरकार के खिलाफ?
Sir, first of all, this has not been disclosed to anyone that whatever the meetings are happening, we are not even informed. Even a single person is not informed about it.
Right.
Whatever happening on the higher authority, higher management, those people are taking decisions. Those people are just passing the messages to the higher authority, and they are taking the control of the situation.
One of the hotel owners here, or you're just protesting because the compensation has not been...
So we are the native people from here. We have our hotels also, but then we are all together. Right now, we are not from any hotel or not from any industry. We are working as a team, as a place that we want to sort out this situation.
What's your immediate demand from the Dhami government?
Sir, right now, I believe that there are two things what government need to focus on. The first is that they need to take care of the people who are natives from here. If I give you a calculation, out of 100 people, 70 people are from ITBP. I mean, I'm talking about government people. So 70% people are government people. Rest 30% people are only the native people here. So 30% people demand is whatever the houses we have, our homes, whatever the land we have, we want that to be paid. At least we can shift it somewhere else.
Fair compensation is the demand on the ground, and because the Dhami administration has not announced it so far, you have angry residents of Joshimath protesting even in the evening, late in the evening. And let me tell you also,
announcement was 4,000 rupees for those whose houses were found to be damaged and unsafe. Does that still stand, or that money will be upped a little, because 4,000 rupees for a full house compensation is very, very inadequate or paltry?
Well, absolutely right. And in fact, it's not just about rupees 4,000 compensation or the rent that is being talked about. But these people who are protesting in Joshimath on the Badrinath highway today, they are saying that, if you are going to carry out the demolition activity, first let us know what is the evaluation of the property that you have carried out. Share it with us. Give us a proper notice that you are going to demolish our property, and announce a concrete compensation, fair compensation on the lines of the Badrinath tragedy. So that is the demand, and because there has been no concrete promise from the Dhami government on those fronts, you have people protesting even late in the evening. Back to you.
Amit, get your camera person to get us to see as many live visuals as possible of the protest. But I want to ask you, how political is this protest? We've seen the Congress step in a big way. It's also fueling protests in Joshimath. On the other hand, the BJP having a bit of trouble from its own, the likes of Uma Bharati also camping out in Joshimath and actually talking against the development that has been driven by the incumbent government.
Well, absolutely right. There are different shades of the protest. I'll request Abhishek to show you the massive sloganeering that is happening, and people have sat on the road right now, raising slogans against the Dhami government, against the Chamoli administration. And, as far as the question whether this protest is organic or there are political elements to it, yes, you have Uma Bharati protesting against the development works being carried out in the area of Joshimath. You have Congress leaders such as Harish Rawat saying that the NTPC is amongst the reasons for this catastrophe. But you also have several other organizations such as Joshimath Bachao Bachao Sangharsh Samiti, along with that business community associations, and along with that hotel owners and property owners who are actually, facing the wrath of devastation which is unfolding in Joshimath right now. And that is why they are angry, and they do not need any leaders as of now. That's what they say. And, these are very organic protests that have erupted, and right now they are sitting on the main highway, Badrinath highway, the road that connects Joshimath to Badrinath shrine, and this is also very strategic road as far as the movement of the paramilitary troops are concerned. But as of now, the entire route has been cordoned off by the Uttarakhand police, by the SDRF, while the protest is happening on the ground. Back to you.
All right, Amit, appreciate you joining us. We're going to continue to come back to you. That's my colleague Amit Bhardwaj, who's been camping out in Joshimath through the course of the last 1 week. And the developments for all to see. That's a bird's eye view of what my colleague Amit calls and details as an organic protest of local residents who are protesting the demolition. Now, there is a demolition drive that is taking place on certain buildings that have been earmarked as dangerous. Now, the protest reason is that the locals want communicated to them in clear terms what would be the compensation of the demolition that is being conducted by the authorities and government. Until now, there is no word coming in from the government in terms of that amount of compensation. Meanwhile, the demolition drive in the sinking town of Joshimath to raise the residences and buildings prone to collapse will begin tomorrow. The protests have already started against it. This comes days after hotels, houses in the holy town, which developed cracks in the wake of the landslide and subsidence, were marked unsafe. Now, this is our entire report because viewers, it's, you've got to look at it from both perspectives. One, the perspectives of the local who want clear compensation, who are protesting against the government. But on the other, when it came down to rapid development, which was completely unhindered or governed, well, the locals also did play a big part in that as well. So a dichotomy that exists on many counts, the failings, yes, maybe of the locals as well, but primarily of the authorities. Here's more.
These are the helpless faces of Joshimath. People who've lived here for decades now could be left without roofs over their heads. A sinking gateway to the pilgrimage routes in Uttarakhand. With the ever-present landslide threat, buildings are now being marked out for demolition. These two hotels, precariously leaning on each other, are being demolished.
दिसंबर में 27 तारीख को एक नोटिस आता है, आप यात्री नहीं रोक सकते हैं, नहीं रोकना चाहिए।
परमिशन विड्रॉ कर ली गई। हाँ। अभी किस तरह के कंपनसेशन की उम्मीद कर रहे हैं?
हम तो ये बोलते हैं भाई, जो बद्रीनाथ के तर्ज में जो हमारी मार्केट रेट है उसका चौगुना करके हमको निपटा दिया जाए, क्योंकि हमारी जिंदगी का सवाल है, हमारे रोजगार का सवाल है।
According to authorities, over 678 structures have been marked unsafe, and they all could very soon be brought down to avert a bigger crisis.
मकान खतरे की जद में उनका चिन्हीकरण किया जा रहा है। पहले 603 थे, अब 678 उनकी संख्या हुई है। आगे भी चिन्हीकरण की प्रक्रिया चल रही है। हमारी एसडीआरएफ की वहाँ पे 8 टीमें पहुंच चुकी हैं, 100 के करीब आदमी पहुंच गए हैं। एनडीआरएफ की भी टीम आई है, एक जिसमें 30 आदमी हैं। उसके अलावा जो है सिविल पुलिस में भी हमने स्ट्रेंथन किया है।
क्या कुछ बचा है इसमें? आपको लग रहा है कि The center is said to be keeping an eye on the situation. Union Minister Ajay Bhatt took stock on the ground.
अभी मैंने ब्रीफिंग ली है, सारी घटनाओं के बारे में जानकारी ली है, और एनडीआरएफ, एसडीआरएफ
Let's take you now to Red Fort, the inauguration by the Home Minister of the new sound and light show, fusing art and what the government says, cutting-edge technology. Listen in.
माया भ्रम से लगे अनेक, आत्मा अजर अमर अछेद, अनादि अनंत अखंड अभेद।
वेदों को रचने वाले इन ऋषियों ने दुनिया को जीवात्मा, आत्मा, परमात्मा की जिस एक की बात हमें सिखाई थी, उसी को श्री कृष्ण ने धर्म क्षेत्र कुरुक्षेत्र की युद्ध भूमि में अर्जुन को सुनाया था।
जैसे पुराने कपड़ों को उतारकर मनुष्य नए कपड़े पहन लेता है, उसी प्रकार आत्मा भी पुराने शरीर को त्याग कर नया शरीर धारण करती है। इस आत्मा को ना तो शस्त्र काट सकता है और ना आग इसे जला सकती है, न इसे पानी निकाल सकता है और ना ही हवा उसे सुखा सकती है।
तब से आज तक आत्मा की संस्कृति ही भारतीय संस्कृति की आत्मा है और ओम की ध्वनि उस परम ब्रह्म का स्वरूप। आज सरस्वती भले ही आंखों से ओझल हो गई हो, पर नासा के सर्वेक्षण बताते हैं कि सरस्वती अभी तक जीवित है और अब धरती के भीतर भीतर बहती है। मगर मेरे देश की शुरुआत तो उस वैदिक युग से भी पहले की है। सिंधु के किनारे एक ऐसी सभ्यता उभरी, निखरी, संवरी, जो संसार में कभी भी कहीं भी नहीं देखी थी। उस वक्त के हमारे शहर थे स्मार्ट इंटेलिजेंट सिटीज। दिस वॉज अ वंडर कॉल्ड इंडिया। 5000 साल पहले जो बुनियाद सिंधु सरस्वती सभ्यता के समय डाली गई थी, वो आज भी हमारे भारत का आधार है। संस्कृति का ऐसा अखंड अटूट सिलसिला आपको संसार में कहीं भी नहीं मिलता। हमारा देश नए को अपनाते हुए भी कभी पुराने को नहीं भुलाता। इसीलिए तो कल का भारत आज भी जीवित है और कल भी रहेगा। एक और बड़ी विशेषता है मेरे भारत की, सत्य की खोज। भारत नाम का अर्थ ही है भा, यानी प्रकाश, और उसकी खोज में लगा हुआ व्यक्ति। प्रकाश यानी सत्य की खोज में केवल योगी, मुनि, ऋषि ही नहीं, सुख सुविधा में पले बढ़े राजा राजकुमार भी किसी से कम नहीं रहे। दार्शनिक मनीषियों, गुरुओं ने जो आध्यात्मिक मार्ग दिखाया था, उसी को ठोस रूप दिया भारत भर में फैले तमाम राज्यों, साम्राज्यों ने। दूसरी तरफ थे हमारे अभूतपूर्व वैज्ञानिक, गणितज्ञ, खगोल शास्त्री और वैद्य। हजारों बरस पहले पृथ्वी की परिधि की सही नाप, मंगल और चंद्र तक का फासला और धरती से सूर्य।
All right, viewers. With that, I'm going to go into a quick break. To stay with us on the other side is our fact check segment.
It's 2023, and India remains the sole shining star in the global economy. So what lies ahead as the Modi government prepares its last full budget before the 2024 general elections? Join the biggest names in business journalism, decoding the jargon with the biggest newsmakers. From the most credible, in-depth analysis of Budget 2023, turn into Modinomics 2023 through the month. Only on India Today and Business Today Television, gold standard of business journalism.
Why the decision of the Delhi LG to allow for these nominated councillors to be sworn in, the aldermen to be sworn in and to be made a part of this mayor election is actually good in law? So what's the premise, and then we'll get the Aam Aadmi Party to respond to it. Why do you think what the LG has done is actually proper in law?
Well, Rahul, that's a very pertinent question that you asked me, and let me bring the law on record regarding the inducting of all the 10 aldermen by the Honorable LG. You see, this is a legal provision that is mandated in the MCD Act, the Delhi Municipal Corporation Act. Section 3(b)(1) states that 10 persons who are not less than 25 years of age and who have special knowledge or experience in municipal administration to be nominated by the administrator, provided that the persons nominated under this subclause shall not have the right to vote in the meetings of the corporation. They are simply aldermen. And what have they been chosen for? For their knowledge, for their discretion insofar as administering the matters of Delhi Municipal Corporation is concerned. And that is solely the prerogative of the LG. And after this entire notification that has come about in the Gazette, which is passed on 18th of April 2022 in the Gazette of India, you see the government in this case happens to be the central government. And since Delhi is a union territory, the discretion of the central government reigns supreme insofar as appointing the alderman is concerned, the LG being the representative of the central government. The constitution had given certain features regarding the union territories, and specifically when it comes to Delhi being the national capital, there are some preeminent considerations which have to be taken into account while exercising the administrative affairs of Delhi. And for that, LG has been given requisite power.
Mrunal Thakur has signed her next film starring Nani, which is tentatively titled Nani 30. As per the glimpse released by the makers, the film looks like an emotional family drama. The image of Nani with a young girl showed that the movie could revolve around a father-daughter relationship. Directed by debutant filmmaker Shouryav, the film will mark Mrunal's second Telugu film after she delivered a remarkable performance in Sita Ramam, which co-starred Dulquer Salmaan and Rashmika Mandanna. The romantic drama was based on a love story between Sita, played by Mrunal, and Lieutenant Ram, essayed by Dulquer. It was directed by Hanu Ragapudi. Meanwhile, the actress has several Hindi films lined up in 2023. One is with Aditya Roy Kapoor, titled Gumrah, which is the official remake of the hit Tamil film Thadam. She will also be seen essaying the role of the on-screen sister of Ishan Khattar in Raju Krishna Menon directorial Pipa. The film is based on the life of Brigadier Balram Singh Mehta.
Viewers, welcome back. You're watching our Fact Check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp group. There's a claim suggesting that the sunrise at midnight in India, the fact check on that, this is an ISRO rocket launch, not a sunrise. With that fact check, time for me to go into a quick break. You to stay with us. On the other side is To The Point.
Looks like we have a new couple in town. That's right, Vijay Varma and Tamanna Bhatia are making heads turn after they were spotted together at a New Year party in Goa. In fact, in this video, which is going viral on social media, they are seen hugging, kissing, dancing together and having a gala time too. Strange, but these visuals have got rumour mill abuzz, with fans speculating a possible relationship between the two, more so as they were spotted leaving Mumbai together for New Year's celebrations. And before this, also grabbed eyeballs as they attended Diljit Dosanjh's concert in the city in December. On work front, Tamanna made her acting debut with Chand Sa Roshan Chehra in 2005 opposite Sameer Aftab. She was last seen on OTT Space with Bubbly Bouncer, directed by Madhur Bhandarkar, and this year she will star opposite Nawazuddin Siddiqui in Bole Churiyan. Vijay Varma, on the other hand, made his feature film debut with Chittagong in 2012.
और घर पहुंच के ना मेरा वाला काम कर देना आपको फोन पे जो बोला था ना मैंने.
He is also known for his work in films such as Pink, Monsoon Shootout, Manto, Gully Boy and the Ghost Stories anthology.
पप्पू पप्पू पाकिट मार बोलने रे कीजिए कैसा है.
He was last seen in OTT movie Darlings with Alia Bhatt.
हाथ खोल साली तो जान से जाएगी. किधर जा रहे ली?
And now is all set to be seen in Sujay Ghosh's The Devotion of Suspect X with Kareena Kapoor Khan and Jaideep Alawat. Not sure how serious their dating game is, but for now all eyes are